Let your power fall when your name is called. Prove the doubters wrong. You're still mighty and strong. Fight this battle for me. Help my unbelief, so I can tell all my friends that you have won again. Let your power fall when your name is called. Prove the doubters wrong. You're still mighty and strong. This is what I need you to do for me, Lord. Fight this battle for me. Help me so I can tell my friends you have won again. Fight this battle for me, yeah.
Fight this battle for me.
Anybody need him to fight this battle? Come on and ask him to fight this battle.
Fight this battle for me.
I can't do it by myself. Lord, I need you to fight.
Fight this battle for me.
So I can tell all of my friends that you have won again. You have won again. Oh, you've won again. Anybody know that he's won? Time after time. Keep on making a way. Keep on healing our bodies. Yeah. You have won. You won again and again. Yeah. 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 He has. Anybody ready for the day that he's fighting on your behalf? Yes, God. You have won again. Yeah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Somebody ought to give him the glory. Yeah. Oh, you have won. Oh God, we give you the glory. Oh God, we give you the praise because you did it for us time after time. Even when it didn't look like there was a way, you made a way. You opened up doors. You're a mighty God, and we bless you and we love you. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. The fight is fixed. He's won the victory. Somebody ought to give him the glory that he gave us the victory. Somebody ought to give him the glory and shout out, we've won again, because he's a winner. I'm a winner, and everything attached to me wins. Can somebody give him glory? Glory, 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 glory. to do just what he said he would do, and he's gonna fulfill every promise to you. But you can't give up on God, 'cause he won't give up on you. Why? Because he's able. Do I have a witness in here? Anybody know that the God that we serve, he's able? Yes, he is. I tried him and I know God, just what he said, and he's gonna fulfill every promise. But you can't give up on God, 'cause he won't. Come on, somebody shout it out. Do I have any believers See, somebody need God to do a work for you. I know I need him to do something for me. That's why I'm standing right here. I may look crazy, but I'll be crazy enough to believe that a man that went all the way to Calvary for a wretched person like me came back with all victory, all power, all knowledge, all authority. If he would do all of that for me, this little stuff that we go through down here, it's nothing compared. So what I want you to do is just lift your hands all over the building, and whatever you need from him right now, ooh, I said whatever you need from the Lord right now, I tell you to say,
we're going to ask y'all to rock with us as we get out of here today. How many of you know that Jesus will? No matter what the situation, no matter what the problem, you've got to be confident and know that Jesus will. Come on, push those thumbs up buttons if you know that Jesus will. Look at somebody that's beside you or around you and tell them, don't worry about it because Jesus will. Come on. Who opens doors that I cannot see? Jesus will. Jesus will. Oh, and who will make all of my decisions for me? Jesus will. Jesus will. Come on and help me say, who
Opens doors
that I
cannot see.
tell somebody Jesus.
Jesus will.
Jesus will.
Jesus will. Will make all my sins.
All of my decisions for me. Jesus will.
Jesus will.
Oh, yes, he will. He will. Jesus.
Jesus will.
And when I'm in trouble,
When I'm in trouble,
he gives.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm so sorry I'm tardy for the party. I'm sorry I had some technical difficulties. I am not at home, but we here. We are here. I don't care what it is taking you to get to where you are. You got to acknowledge, you got to understand, you got to recognize, celebrate that you are here. You are here. Might not have been when you wanted to. What's up, Jordan? Welcome to Midday. Thank you for tagging, and sharing to all of those that are on YouTube. I won't be before you long, but we're going to talk. We're going to talk. We're going to have that conversation. Remember yesterday, in case you were not on and you didn't brunch with us, hold on, let me hit at highlights. How about I do that? Let people know, right? At highlights. There we go. Right? That sometimes you got to let go of the stuff that's no longer serving, the stuff that's no longer developing you, the stuff that's not longer bringing God glory, working your purpose, working your vision. And today, I want to talk about it being okay to let it go. I want to be okay. And it sounds so simple, Jordan. It sounds so easy. It sounds so regular. It's like a no-brainer. If it's not working, let it go. But every time we accumulate things in our life, I know for me, Shanika, I am a story person. So what do I mean? That means that there are certain things I hold on to because it has a story or a testimony behind it. That means that, let's say if I buy something, I could buy this bubba, a simple bubba, and it might be done. It might not be the Stanley, it's my Wanley, right? I'll be like, I bought this Bubba and it cost me 25 cents. And it was at a time that I didn't have no money and I bought this Stanley. So I make a story, I make a connection, I keep a history that then keeps me attached, right? I make a story. It has a history that then makes me feel attached, and it makes it hard for me to let it go. That doesn't mean that we don't have a relationship or a resume with people, but sometimes some things are, the story is like, it's old already. The story is, I did have this and I bought it for 25 cents, and God is good in that space at that time for that reason. But that doesn't mean I got to hold on to it, because as long as I got this, it prohibits or it could limit me from growing forward. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about being okay that was then and this is now. And because I had that experience, it has shaped me, cultivated me, formed me into who I am. I'm not getting sedity, I'm not getting funny, I'm not shady. I appreciate where I was, but I am aware that was for that season. I am aware that was for that time frame, and God is good. I need everyone that's listening, I need you to understand it is okay to grow and let go. Yeah, it really is. And because I don't know about y'all, I need y'all to talk back. For me, there were times that I've kept things in my life and people in my life because of that story, because of that deadline. And it couldn't work. It doesn't work anymore. Like yesterday, remember I brought on all of those protein shakes. By the way, they still in the house. They didn't get rid of them yet. Jordan, I keep stuff. It's almost like a hoarder. We could become spiritually hoarders, natural hoarders. We hold on to stuff because it's a reason, it's a significance. It fills a void. And sometimes we are cluttered. We are overwhelmed with emotions, with stories, with feelings and emotions. And everything can get really confusing. And then you could miss your opportunity of growing. I think that this is important because a lot of times we have been conditioned or we've been taught culturally that guess what, you getting new, so you switching, you getting new. I should be excited about growth. We should be excited about advancement, about achievements, about reaching the goal, about trend setting. Does that make sense? But there are moments that we've been kind of manipulated or taught that that's a bad thing. That's not a good thing. I'm talking about when you're not doing it in pride and you're doing it in humility and gratitude, then why not? These are the things that we have to talk about because there are certain things I'm realizing at the age of 54, and I need y'all to jump in there. Sometimes I could condition myself or condemn myself to stay stuck reason, and it doesn't mean I'm cutting you off, doesn't mean that I'm Xing you out, doesn't mean that I'm icing you out. But what that means is that I am giving myself the approval, the nod, the grace to grow, to experience, to love, to develop, right? And appreciate everything that God has for me, everything that I could bring or give. I want to do that. And oftentimes I know that there's a space and time. It could be like, ooh, you think people will feel like you being funny. You change your head. Now you acting new. No, I'm acting excited. I'm loving the change. I'm feeling good. And there are people that we have allowed that to be in our space or fill a space in our life, and they could literally dim your light. And what are we talking about today? Growing in grace, being okay with growing, being okay with no. What's up, Tona B? I love you so much, Sister Robin. We could be around a circle of people and family, and they could hinder us from growing. Remember when Peter was on the boat with the Lord, and Peter was in a space, y'all. Peter said, I've told you all night and I didn't catch anything, Tona B. He said, I didn't want to do it anymore. He said, but at thy word, right? At thy word, I'm going to let down my net. Remember Peter? He revisited, he reconsidered. I love that he had the space to change his mind. I love that he had the moment, the courage, the support to be like, you know what? I'm not going to stay stuck on what didn't happen, but I'm going to move and navigate to what is happening and where I could grow. Thank God that Jesus was on the boat. He said, at thy word, he said, nevertheless, at thy word, I'm going to do it again. And there are times that we don't allow ourselves to get around, to cultivate, to enjoy, to experience people that would allow us to grow in grace. What you did, what you might have done 5 years ago, we shouldn't want to be doing it or handling it that way. You might say, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it a different way. I've learned more. I've experienced more. I've been shown more. You know, I love that sometimes my chief apostle, one thing about Chief Apostle Orrin Pullins that I love sitting under his leadership is that when there's been an aha moment, a teachable moment, he takes that and he owns that. I love being in a space or being around at the table or around people that can own it and say, I did do that. That wasn't the best move. That's where I was at. And own and have accountability for it. No one is perfect. We grow in grace, Tona, even raising kids. You know, sometimes it'll be like, that's what I did. But what you did was wrong. Nobody's hating on you. We just want you to acknowledge that wasn't handled right. Don't be wrong and strong, but sometimes we don't allow ourselves to move around, to float around, to experience atmospheres where we could grow, where we could navigate, where we could move different. That is the difference between religion and relationship. Godly relationship deals with, God dealing with us from the inside to the out. Religion is fixing up the outside to the in. God deals with the heart. He deals with your inner man, not just your outer man. So I think it's important that we understand that, guess what? It is okay to grow. It is necessary to develop. A baby in the womb that never develops and grows, something is wrong with the health of that baby. The life expectancy of that baby not growing, staying stuck is dangerous. By a certain time, that baby should have developed eyes, ears, movement, toes. It's on a schedule for growth. When you have your children, you take them to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician will say they're on a growth spurt. That means that they are developing, they're getting taller. Things are happening in their body, and they will be like, they're going, extremely fast. They're going to be very tall because they're growing tall fast. So that will let you know that, guess what? You got you a tall baby. You might have a basketball player in your house, and then you might have a child that nutritionally they're not growing properly. So then the doctor has to give some type of supplements or some type of plan to balance out those hormones. We should be growing in grace. We should be growing from glory to glory and faith to faith. Something is severely wrong. Something could be challenged. There could be a malfunction. There could be a dysfunction if we are not developing, for the life that God has mentally, physically, emotionally. If we are still, irrational, if we still going off the handle over certain things, I like to say that, guess what? How I handled something last year in my marriage as pastor, how I handled things, even being on midday for the last 3.5 years. When I first got on midday, let me tell you something. I would be scared. And not that I'm not scared, but if one thing went wrong in the atmosphere, Tona B, I would be shaking in my boots. I would be like, they're going to just think that I can't do this. And I would be so insecure, so intimidated, so afraid of the cameras, afraid. But as I grew and kept doing it, things go wrong. I didn't know about this technology. I wasn't quick. The computer go there. I am like shaking. Do you hear me? I am like, oh my God. The people are going to think I am a nut out in these social media streets or this, live streaming streets. I've learned stuff happens. Breathe in, breathe out. I've matured. Breathe in, Mars. You're going to get on. It's going to be. And then I've learned to just address it. I'm sorry.